Dive into real-world use cases that Clarista unlocks. Today, we'll be focusing on insurance sales, a world where every producer is juggling multiple products, stricter compliance, and clients who want instant clarity. According to LIMRA, annuity sales in the US hit a record $385 billion in 2023, with life insurance premiums adding another $200 billion. But margins are compressing, compliance demands are rising, and the product shelf keeps expanding. Indexed ULs, variable ULs, RILAs, structured outcomes, income riders. So the picture is clear. Demand is strong, the product lineup is multiplying, but every sales conversation now requires not just persuasion, but precision. That's the pressure producers are working under today. And here's why that challenge is so great. Most producers walk in armed with brochures buried in PDFs and dense illustrations that take hours to explain. Clients, meanwhile, don't want jargon. They want education in plain language in the context of their own financial goals. And hovering over every conversation is compliance risk. Share too much, explain too little, or document incorrectly, and the producer or the firm is exposed. So preparation takes hours, yet producers still walk into meetings reactive instead of proactive. That's the gap Clarista was built to close. Excellent. So let's start at the foundation. Here's a set of carrier brochures, policy illustrations, and product sheets, along with some riders associated with the product. Clarista automatically goes through and extracts the key details that matter. Guarantees, caps, fees, riders, waiting period, coverage, end age, max benefit, all. No rekeying, no flipping through binders, no scrolling PDFs, just the clarity an insurance producer needs in seconds. But now here's where the intelligence comes in. The Clarista agent doesn't just spit out an answer. It builds a mental model of the producer's objectives first. To do that, it uses tools like the mind map, which decomposes complex product structures at a glance. You can see how guarantees, caps, and riders relate without digging into pages. For example, I can go in and very easily click on product features and expand this to see that there's different policy terms, coverage up to the age of 95. I could see the face amounts, the underwriting class, and I could also see things like how this product positions in the market or any specific exclusions or limitations. Additionally, Clarista produces facts, which anticipates the objections clients are most likely to raise. For example, what happens if the market drops? How do my fees compare? What are the available term lengths and issue ages? What underwriting classes are offered? These are all the most commonly asked questions that will come during any engagement with a potential client, and Clarista assembles them here for easy consumption instantly. This is the inform first strategy that Clarista lives by. It equips producers proactively so they walk in ready for the toughest conversations. Then comes personalization for the client. Clarista generates tailored client briefs that cut through the noise. For example, in this case, we have 3 key outputs. The first one is a objections cheat sheet. This is clear, compliant responses to the hardest questions, so producers never get caught off guard. They walk in ready with every curveball. Additionally, a product overview pack. This is where dense brochures become plain English product summaries, what it is, who it's for, and the trade-offs. Clients finally understand in minutes what would normally take hours. Finally, a rider comparison cheat sheet, a side-by-side breakdown of riders across carriers, income guarantees, withdrawal flexibility, protection levels, all lined up in one single view. This is where producers win trust because they can show, not just tell, how one option stacks against others. So instead of PDFs and jargon, the client gets clarity in one single view, and the producer gets confidence that compliance boxes are checked. So far, we've seen how Clarista prepares the producer and personalizes outputs for the client. But what about those last 10 minutes before a meeting? That's where podcasts come in. With Clarista, a producer can easily generate a podcast to prep before any meeting. Heading into a discussion about an IUL, instead of flipping through brochures, the producer presses play and hears features, differentiators, compliance reminders, all in plain language. Have a look for yourself.
Get this, agents only get paid in the first year. So it's like, sell it, move on, next. I mean, that's gotta change how they approach these policies, right? Yeah, and the policy fee isn't even commissionable. But substandard table ratings? Those are. Flat extras? Only if they last more than 5 years. It's like, here's your incentive, only if you play by these oddly specific rules. Okay, but let's talk about the customer side. You get level premiums for 10, 15, 20, or 30 years. Pretty standard. But then, instead of that classic sticker shock when the term ends, they just drop your coverage amount automatically. Premium stays the same for 3 more years. It's like, surprise, we're not going to gouge you yet. Yeah.
You can see that this is a fun conversational way for me to absorb dense, otherwise complex information. That's the difference. Instead of scrambling, the producer walks in calm, confident, and ready. So we open today with the pressure. More products, tighter margins, rising compliance, and clients expecting clarity. That's the producer world today. Expanding product shelves, dense brochures and jargon, compliance demands eating into margin. But Clarista can help solve that through structured product data across carriers, mental models with mind maps and facts to anticipate complexity, objection handling, product packs, rider comparisons generated instantly, and finally, client-ready briefs and podcasts, clear, compliant, and scalable. This changes the equation from pressured to prepared, from reactive to proactive. Clarista gives producers the one thing they can't afford to lose: confidence and trust. Thank you for tuning in to this week's session of Clarista Demo Days. Look forward to seeing you next time.